Hey guys, it's me, Miss Johnward again. So today you will be learning how to make predictions with probability. Some of you saw it yesterday, first, second, third, and fourth. You saw the expected or probability, the expected or the prediction questions that you saw on your work. All right, now before we begin, make sure you have your notes, make sure you have your pens, so make sure you staple or you tape your notes into your notebook. Remember, your notebook at some point will be a grade, so make sure you are keeping up with it. If you don't have a notebook, please ask me for one when you see me. All right. Also, you will turn in your independent practice that will be given to you after the notes. That one is due today before you leave. Make sure you are showing your work. So in order for you to get a credit on it or a grade on it, if you don't show any work, I will not give you any credit. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. So on this one, it says Donovan flips a coin a total of 96 times. How many times should he expect? So there's the keyword right here. Expect the coin to land on heads. So whenever you see the word expect or predict, that means you're going to be doing a proportion. So you've done proportions before. Usually is a number over a number equals x over another number, and then you will cross multiply and divide. I know you've seen this before with Mr. Miller. Now let's go ahead and see how we put this together. Now it is talking about a coin. Now, a coin has a total of two sides, a heads and a tail. Your question is asking you for heads. Well, how many heads are there? There's only one head out of two. Now, it's asking for a prediction. Well, if he flips it 96 times, that's the other total it talks about here. How many times can you predict or he should expect to get heads if you make the prediction? Well, like I said, learned this before, you can cross multiply and divide, or what I like to do is figure out, well, from 2 to 96, how much would it be? So 2 times what number is 96? So I will divide 96 divided by 2. 2 goes into 9 4 times. So that gives me 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. I bring down the 6. 2 goes into 16 8 times. And that gives me 0. All right, so I know that 2 times 48 is 96. So that means I can figure out the top one. 1 times 48. So x equals 48. So we should expect for him to get, out of the 96 times, we should expect for him to get heads 48 times. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the next one. Now, we kind of saw this yesterday, or some of you saw this yesterday. Whenever it says a number out of another number, so the keyword is out of right here, that means it's a fraction. That is your first fraction. 7 out of 10. So this one says at an assembly, 7 out of 10, the first 10 students who entered the gym were carrying a backpack. Based on this information, if 700 students were at the assembly, how many students could be expected? There is your key word. That means you are making a proportion. Well, how many students could be expected to be carrying a backpack? So the other total that they talked about is 700. 700. Now here, 10 to get to 700. Now you can take out a 0 here, take out a 0 here, or you can simplify whatever is easier for you. 10 to get to 700, that is 70. So at the top, all I have to do is multiply times 70. So 70 times 7. 0 times 7 is 0. 7 times 7 is 400. So 7 times 7 is 49. So 70 times 7 is 490. So how many students should we expect to have backpacks out of 700? It should be 490. All right. So let's go ahead and go to this one. Now, what I would suggest is for you to take a minute and try to do it by yourself. Try to do it by yourself first, and then I'll go ahead and do it. All right, so Thomas found a bag of 100 AA batteries in a box in his garage. He placed one battery at a time into a flashlight that required one AA battery. After trying 20 times or 20 batteries, Thomas found that only 3 of the batteries were good. Based on Thomas' attempts so far, how many batteries in the bag could he expect to be good? So again, we have your keyword expect. We know it's going to be a number out of number equals x over a number. Okay, well, he only tried 20 batteries, and out of those 20 batteries, only 3 worked. So what was your other total number? Well, it was 100 because it was a total of 100 batteries. Okay, so now from 20 to 100. Again, if you don't know what that is, you can always do it on the side and divide it and figure it out like that. 20 to get to 100, that is times 5. So then all you have to do is 3 times 5, that equals 15. So how many batteries in the bag could he expect to be good? Only 15 out of the 100. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the last one here. After this one, you will be doing your independent practice by yourself. You only have questions number 5 and number 6. All right. Okay, so it says Rylan rolls a die and flips a coin 20 times. The results are shown in the table. If Rylan rolls a die and flips a coin an additional 150 times, how many times should he expect to roll an odd number and have the coin land with the tail side facing up? Ooh, a lot of things going on over here. So again, we see the word expect. We know that we're going to have to create a proportion. Okay, so I'll be scrolling back and forth so we can see everything. Now we know that he already completed 20 tries, right? We know that he already completed 20 tries. But he wants to try another 150. Now out of those 20 tries, how many were odd number and tail? Okay, so let's look at here. 1 in tails, yes, that's an odd number and a tail. That's an odd number and a tail. 5 in heads, no. 6 in tails, no, that's an even number. 4 in heads, no, it's asking for tails. So I'm up here at the top. 4 in heads, no, it's asking for tails. 2 in tails, no, it's asking for odd. Or you can go down the list and look at odds. That's an odd, but it's not tail. That's an even. That's an odd, but it's not tails. That's an even. That's an odd and a tail. So there's another one. That's an odd and a tail. That's another one. That's even. That's odd, but it's not tails. That's an odd, but it's heads. It's not a tails, and that's even. All right, so out of the 20 tries, or he rolled the die and flipped the coin 20 times, only 4 of the times is when he got an odd number and a tail. Okay, so now either you can reduce this fraction to make it smaller and figure out from 20 to 150, which I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I know both of those are even numbers, so 2 and 10. So I just divide it by 2. And can I do it again? Yeah, I can go ahead and do it again. So I can divide it by 2 again. 1 105. Okay, I can no longer reduce. So I'm going to figure out from 5 to 150 how much that is. And I can go ahead and do it on the side. Well, 5 goes into 15 3 times. And so here is 0. Bring down the 0. 5 goes into 0 times. So I know that is times 30. So 1 times 30 equals 30. Don't forget to multiply the top, this number here, in order to get your answer. Okay. So again, just to review, on the first one, we went ahead and figured out the coin. We know that it's a total of 2 sides and is asking for 1 head, but they want to flip it 96 times. So we figured out it's 2 times 48. So 1 times 48, so my answer is 48. On this one, 7 out of 10 students had backpacks. So we did 7 out of 10 in a fraction, x over 700, 10 to get to 700. That was times 70. So then we do it at the top as well. 7 times 70 gave me 490. This third one right here, they talked about the batteries. So out of the 20 tries or 20 batteries that he did, only 3 out of the 20 were working. But if he tries all 100, what is the prediction, or how much can he expect? How many can he expect will be working? So with 20 to get to 100, it was times 5. So then we multiply the top, 3 times 5, that was 15. Okay. And this one right here, he rolled the die and flipped the coin 20 times. These were his results, but he wants to keep doing an additional 150 times. So again, anytime you see the word expect or predict, it is a proportion. All right, so here I went ahead and reduced just to make my numbers nicer. 5 to get to 150 was times 30. 1 times 30 is 30, so that's my answer. All right, so go ahead and complete number 5 and number 6. Be careful with number 5 because it is asking for how many are not. So go ahead and try it. This one has 12 out of. That is very important. That gives you your first fraction. And then this one right here talks about marbles. So we know you have to add in order to get your total. And it has the word or, so green or black. Or means 2. Look at the board, see what it means. Figure out that over the total, and it's going to be 100 times. So there's a prediction, so you know you have to create a proportion. Same thing here. You have to create a proportion. All right. Have a good day, guys.